Morning everybody, fantastic to see you all again. So yesterday I had the worst day of photography ever. My drone fell out of the air, cracked it, my new drone, really sad. I then fell over and dropped my camera, broke the lens, smashed the back of the camera, and randomly took my memory card out and left it on a rock. So this video is all about going to recover the memory card. Two things will happen. I'll either find the memory card, you'll see yesterday's video, or I won't find the memory card, I'll record a new video. I've got my friend Rick, who has come 2 hours to help me find it, so thanks Rick. And yeah, might be some good light. Yesterday was epic, really sad. Let's go. Okay, so I plotted on a map 2 locations that I took with my phone, photos I took with my phone, and I know the top one I definitely had my memory card, and the bottom one I'd fallen over and lost my memory card. So it's about 100 meters distance that. So I've just got to retrace my steps. Should be easy. Find the memory card, dry it out. It'll be fine.
What? You got it? Oh my word.
I was just walking past. I just walked up here. And I just turned and I thought, I'm never going to find it. It's there. I can't believe. How on earth? That's just a miracle. You saw me just find it then. That was honest, not placed. I was walking past. I'd given up hope, even though I'd only been looking for about 10 minutes. And here it is. It's looking a bit dirty, slightly wet. We'll see if it works. 256 gigabyte, Lexar Professional. If this works, it's going to look like a sponsored video, isn't it?
I feel like you just dropped it when I was looking the other way.
Yes, 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 yes. Well, you probably can't see me because of the snow on the lens, but I'm now going to show you yesterday's video, if the memory card works. Okay, I'm back in my studio now, and this card here has been drying out for 2 days. I am super nervous about putting it in the card reader here, but I've got to do it, and depending on whether I can read it or not, it'll depend on whether we do the second day or the first day. I'm hoping we do the first day because I feel like I've probably got some better photos then. So here goes. Oh, this is genuinely the first time I put it in. No, it's not showing. Oh, whoa. Showing. Oh, it's showing. Yes! That's me in the snow. I can't believe that, to be honest. It's been outside all night. Anyway, cue me the day before you just saw, not knowing about all these things that are going to happen. Breaking my drone, breaking my lens, losing my card. And I think I got some good photos. Morning everybody, fantastic to see you all again. Well, I'm in Snowdonia and it's snowing and I just didn't expect this, to be honest. I've just parked up, you can probably hear the cars going by the side of me, and it's just stopped snowing now, so I'm going to head up onto the fells. I think it's going to be fairly cloudy. Hopefully, I've got 3 hours before sunset. The cloud's going to break and I'm going to get something really special. I'm so lucky, I'm so lucky. So it stopped snowing, and as you can see, the clouds are clearing over there. This could be so epic, but it's very windy as well. So as I get around this corner, I think I'm going to hit the wind. I'm going to try and take some shots as I go up because I just don't know if these conditions are going to last. But this
is what dreams are made of. It doesn't know what it's trying to do at the moment. So you can see over there the light's just so amazing. We're getting some breaks in the cloud. There's some heavy cloud over there as well. It's so dramatic. Conditions like this are just amazing. It's usually when the weather's its worst, that's when you want to get out. That's when you want to just go and just try and get something, because this is just so spectacular. Yes, yes, yes. Go on.
Broken heart and empty hands.
Well, that was interesting. I was just caught up in a bit of a blizzard then, down there. So it's just starting to show, you can't quite see it on the camera, but Triffin's just starting to show, Triffan I should say, and I want to go a bit higher up so I can try and get a bit of a better composition, but it's pretty amazing here, and I'm hoping that we're going to get a bit of clearing, but I'm always conscious of how far away I am from the car, and I'm very mindful of the conditions as well, because blizzards like this are just so dangerous.
Just save me from myself.
Well, I'm definitely going to have to put a wider angle lens on, because as you can see, you just can't see the tops of the hills, and that's not because of the cloud, that's because I just haven't got a wide enough angle lens. So I'm basically going to try and find a river that I can get close to and use that as foreground, and then use the amazing mountains as background. What I need though is a little bit of light. I've shot here before, and I'll show you the composition I got from before now, and see if we can beat it. I think it's going to be difficult. So I've just taken a bit of a break, and I've got quite a lot of time, and I'm just seeing if there's a composition here. So I want to just go at various stages of the river, looking back and seeing if I can find a composition, and I'm going to shoot at 0.5 on my phone. I find my phone the easiest way of doing it, and then that's roughly around about 14 millimeters. So I'm just going to show you what I'm looking at. So if we get down here, you can see that it's starting to look quite nice, that. And I don't really want the mountain at the edge of the frame, because I feel like I'll get a little bit too much compression then. But that's quite nice there. And then coming round, I could probably get away with that as well. Maybe if I went this way. No, I think it's got to be vertical. So it's tricky. It's a very wide angle, but I feel like this bit here is not great. I don't like that. So if I get a bit closer, go down a bit. That's quite nice. Let's just take a photo there. Yeah. So I quite like that. But I'm not going to spend a lot of time here. I'm not going to, although I like that shot, I feel like it's worth going a little bit further up, maybe 100, 120 meters, see if I can find something else. If not, this is my alternative, which is good.
So I actually felt that this portrait composition worked really well. I like the lead in from the bottom, the water and the rock helped to lead the eye in, and I think the actual mountain being in the clouds a little bit helped it as well. So it was a good start. I also took a landscape version of this just a little bit further back, which I liked as well. So over and all, I had a really good start, and it was just on to try and find something better.
Side of life.
Okay, I've found something really good here. So I've got this river coming through. I was going to go close up on the water and try and get it as like really close up foreground. But I feel like with the snow, I think it just sort of lines the edge of the river really well. You've got that dark and the light, whereas when it's just green grass, that transition between the river and the side isn't so pronounced. So I'm just shooting this scene with this river snaking through, and then the background. I mean, come on. So there's Tryfan on the left, some of the mountains that I will label in magic of video editing behind. Doesn't get better than this. Well, first of all, the drone just died. It just took off and just fell out of the air. I have no idea why that happened, but I've flown it 4 times. Never mind. Anyway, more importantly, let's talk about something that's super important in landscape photography, and that is tripod height. I can't sort of stress how important it is actually, and one of the reasons that I get frustrated when people just put the tripod there, put the camera on it, is they're very unlikely to change the height of their tripod very much. They might use a central column, but they're very unlikely to go right down to the bottom because it's hassle. So before you get your tripod out, just try at different height settings. I'm going to show you this scene here that I've just taken at a low setting, a medium setting, and a high setting, so you can just see just different heights, because it makes a big difference. My favourite's at the bottom. It might not be there's not a right composition, but it's very, very different. So really think about that. At the moment, I'm down at the bottom, so I'll show you what I've got here. So if I just put it on the tripod, and you can see here, if I just zoom out, we've got the stream here, and then it just comes quite close to the bottom. There's a little bit more room on the photo than the video, but I don't have any mid-ground really. It's just a transition between this stream to the lake in the background. As you go higher, you can see that I open up the mid-ground now. So I'm opening up the mid-ground quite a lot, and this part of the stream now becomes less a part of the composition. And this is quite nice as well, but you've got to make a decision of do you like that better, or do you like it better when it's down at the bottom? But whatever you like, think about tripod height. It makes such a big difference to composition, and it's often something that's ignored when you're trying to set up. Right, I'm going to take this. The light is really getting good now. So I'm just going to talk to you about this setup here. I've basically got my camera just hovering right over the top of this waterfall. I've shot this waterfall before a few times actually, and I think I've got a slightly different composition by just going over the top of it. It allows you to still get the mountains in the background, and basically I've just got it right over the top, and then the mountains in the background like that. So the weather has suddenly just come in just like that, and I think it's time. I don't know how much light I've got. I've got about half an hour's light. Time to get down. You don't want to be stuck on the mountain in this. It is really scary, but I think I've got a few photos. Maybe take one more, and then I'm going to get down just to try and capture these amazing conditions. I've got snow in my bag. Always zip your bag up. Yeah, so always, zip your bag up. It is brutal now. Oh. Right, see if we can find our way down. As I was coming down, it cleared, so I've stopped to take a photo of the mountain here, Trifan. But I've got a really nice foreground with a rock on the left-hand side just here, and then I've got a really nice sort of V-shape of the snow that reflects the V-shape of the mountain as well. So I think this should be really, really good. There's probably another composition over there as well. I'm not far from the car now, so I may just wait here until, just to see if there's no just last bit of light. I'm sure there won't be, but you never know. You never know. The light is definitely changing. It's definitely changing over there. And I found a super nice composition here. So I'll just talk you through it. I've got this sort of nice sort of S-curve through to the mountain. I've got really low down. I'm a little bit unsure about this rock here, but I think it works. I think it'll be nice, but I need just a little bit of light up there, I think. But I think this just looks okay. I really like the foreground. It looks really good.
So in the end I wasn't sure about this image. I thought that the triangle at the bottom would mimic the triangle of the mountain, but I feel like this big rock at the sort of right hand side just above the bottom triangle just doesn't quite work. I think it just looks a little bit out of place. I also feel like the flat light in this as well doesn't really help it. Overall, I think it's just not quite right. There's quite a few elements in there that are just unbalancing the image. And it's definitely something that I thought would work well, but when I got back to Lightroom, it didn't quite turn out as I'd hoped it to. However, the other image, the portrait image, I felt worked a lot better. I feel like this sort of S-curve through the water was a really nice part of the composition, and I definitely want to go and try and take that in better light next time I'm up there. So I hope you enjoyed that. I was so glad that I found those photos. I think they were definitely better than the day after. There wasn't quite as much snow the day after, and the light probably was maybe a little bit better, but overall these photos were the best. It makes such a big difference, doesn't it, when you just change the height a little bit in the shot. And this was probably my favourite shot, where I got sort of a little bit lower just to emphasise this waterfall coming through the image here. And I think that made a big difference to the shot. The other thing I wanted to mention is I was shooting with my f4 lens, not my f2.8 lens. I've got a 14 to 30mm f4 and a 14 to 24mm f2.8. The f2.8 is like 2.5 times as expensive. And a lot of people say, oh, should I get the f2.8? And really, if you're just looking at the middle of the image, so this part here, you're probably not going to tell a lot of difference. It's super sharp. It's when you get to the edges, so it depends on what type of things you shoot. In a shot like this, it doesn't really make a lot of difference because, okay, the edge is a little bit soft here, but you're just not going to look at the edge that much. And it really doesn't make that much difference. For me, I shoot with the f4 when I'm hiking a little bit more, trying to protect my back. I don't want to carry as much weight. Yeah, so don't worry too much about how expensive your lens is. It's more about where you go, what the light's like, what composition you take, how often you get out. They're all the things that are going to change your photography the most. Anyway, thanks ever so much for watching. And until next Sunday, bye.